Hello, Arlington, and welcome to the Arlington Weekly News. I'm here with my boy, Ulysses. How are you, man?
Hey, doing all right.
I'm Daniel Pineda.
I'm Ulysses E. Campbell.
My name's Adele Quo.
And again, we have a great news program today. We have our news stories, Adele, and
It's Easy Being Green.
What we've been practicing. Our CBB stories, right?
That's right. We've also got Denise Pringle reviewing Jesus Christ Superstar. We've got our seniors story, and we've got Miriam, Gennari, and Vincent Verweij with tree stewardship.
Wow, great news program tonight. And now a social media reminder, you can watch the Arlington Weekly News on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Arlington Weekly News. And you guessed it, everyone, the number 1. Also, facebook.com/Arlington Weekly News. And on to our first news story for tonight.
All right. Arlington firefighters were able to extinguish a house fire last Friday in Arlington Ridge. They were summoned to a home at the 1100 block of 21st Street South at around 4 p.m. on July 27th. Fortunately, the blaze was concentrated on the rear deck of the house and there were no injuries. Daniel?
Well, on to our news section for tonight. A group of 5 Arlington cyclists are set to participate in this year's Pan Mass Challenge Bikeathon, which is scheduled for August the 4th and 5th. The cyclists will ride through parts of Massachusetts to support cancer research and care. The Arlington participants have been riding in the event for up to 8 years already, and they are Andrew Carpenter, Ryan Gillis, Chris Smith, Andrew Evans, and Robin Norbum. Ms. Norbum is a breast cancer survivor who has seen several family members contend with cancer. She will be riding this year for the first time, and her team has raised over $20,000. The Pan Mass Challenge has raised over $598 million since 1980. All of the funds raised go to Boston's Dana-Farber Cancer Institute. We wish all of the participants good luck and good cycling. Ulysses.
And once again, it's time for the Arlington County Fair. This year, the fair begins on Wednesday, August 15th, and runs through Sunday, August 19th. The hours are as follows. Wednesday, outdoor only, 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. Thursday, also outdoor only, 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. Friday, indoor, 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. Outdoor, 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. Saturday, indoor, 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. Outdoor, 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. Sunday, indoor, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Outdoor, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. And as usual, Arlington Independent Media will have an indoor booth. Please come by and pay us a visit. Daniel?
Well, Ulysses, a new form of transportation and for some, recreation is arriving in Arlington County. It's the use of scooters, well, specifically bird scooters. These are motorized, dockless, 2-wheeled vehicles which can reduce a 15-minute walk to just a 5-minute ride. Although they have not yet been formally welcomed into the county, officials are working to put laws into place to ensure safety for Arlington residents. The scooters can are present by Ballston, Clarendon, Crystal City, and Pentagon City. We will provide more information about regulations as it becomes available. And now it's that time, Ulysses, we've all been waiting for. It's Adele, and it's Easy Being Green. Hey, Adele.
Wow, we're sounding really
We're
awesome
pretty good.
there.
We've been working on it.
Well, thanks for that warm welcome, everyone. Welcome back to It's Easy Being Green. My name is Adele Quo. Giant let's start again. Giant hogweed, a recent confirmed sighting in Alexandria, sets the stage for a new Audrey 2 monster terror plant. So folks, you may want to sit down for this Easy Being Green because Joe Tree Frog wants you to know this story is based on a very real plant that New Yorkers and others have battled for years since its debut in 1917 as an exotic ornamental plant. Act 1, Scene 1, giant hogweed was recently identified and removed by the Virginia Cooperative Extension between 2 buildings on Alexandria's Martha Custer Drive on Thursday, June 21st. Scene 2, earlier that same week, Virginia Tech scientists confirmed about 30 of the same plants in Berryville, Clark County, Virginia, only 65 miles west of Washington, D.C. It is believed that the giant plants, were planted intentionally as an ornamental decades ago and hasn't spread since. Scene 3. While working a summer landscaping job, a Virginia Tech student from the Fredericksburg area of Virginia unknowingly brushed against it as he cut it down and ended up in a hospital with second and third degree burns. So far, we haven't had to worry about giant hogweed in Virginia until these sightings. It's a pretty enough plant when in bloom, yet it can be mistaken for other plants like cow parsnip and Queen's Anne lace. But its size sets it apart, and giant hogweed, so named because it can grow 15 feet tall with leaves that grow to 5 feet wide, oozes a toxic clear sap with photosensitizing agents that can cause large blisters and severe burns, even death. If the sap gets in your eyes, blindness or light sensitivity can occur. Genesis did warn us in the 1971, The Return of the Giant Hogweed. Check out the lyrics. Giant hogweed, aka scientifically as Heracleum mantecazeneum, is currently on the Virginia Invasive Plants Early Detection Species list, meaning it is not widely established in the Commonwealth, but it is highly invasive in similar habitats. It is only one of 3 plants defined in Virginia as a Tier 1 noxious weed and is heavily regulated. So if you spot this plant, report it please to www.virginiaveinvasivespecies.org/reporting-sightings. And don't let the recent sightings of giant hogweed cause too much panic, since it's more common to run into poison ivy. But tune in next week for the Itchy 8 of the Appalachians. And remember, it's easy being green, recognizing giant hogweed, and when enjoying the great outdoors.
Well, thank you so much, Adele. I mean, those visuals are very scary, but luckily poison ivy is more likely.
Exactly. Well, I'm always worried about running into scary plants. I'm outdoors a lot now, and I don't want to run into that. I don't want to run into that giant hogweed.
And Joe doesn't either.
No, and he's sitting kind of close to one, so I'm worried about him.
Just hearing that story made me itch.
How can you not? Like, take off all, yeah.
No pun intended, right? No pun.
Exactly.
Well, now to our CBB stories for tonight. Ulysses?
Well, here's a thought-provoking author discussion courtesy of the Arlington County Public Libraries. It features Roy Scranton, the author of the book, We're Doomed, Now What? Mr. Scranton's book addresses the issues of climate change, war, literature, and loss. Mr. Scranton's previous works include Learning to Die in the Anthropocene, Reflections on the End of a Civilization. Given the subject matter, this event is recommended for adults over the age of 18. That's on Thursday, August 9th, from 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. at the Alcove in Rosslyn, 1800 North Lynn Street. Attendance is on a first-come, first-served basis. Daniel, back to you.
Well, now to our second CBB story for tonight. A do's and don'ts list of cancer prevention will be presented by Julie Pierce, a registered nurse, and Miriam Campos, both patient navigators from Virginia Hospital Center's Cancer Resource Center. The program will be both in English and Spanish and will offer very simple strategies to lower the risk of cancer. That all takes place on Thursday, that's August the 9th at 11 a.m. at the Arlington Mill Community and Senior Center located at 909 South Dinwiddie Street. For more information and to register, give them a call at 703-228-7369. Ulysses.
Well, it may be the middle of summer, but it's time to think about fall lawn and garden care. Bill Copeland from Home Depot will be discussing how to get rid of insects, fungus, and disease. There will be plenty of time for questions. The event will take place on Thursday, August 9th at 10 a.m. at the Walter Reed Community and Senior Center, 2909 16th Street South. For more information and to register, call 703-228-0955.
Well, Arlington County offers curbside voting and other methods to make it easier for disabled citizens and older adults to vote. Bill Sands, outreach coordinator for the Arlington County Electoral Board, will explain voting opportunities. Attendees will also be able to register to vote and obtain a voter ID card. That all takes place on Wednesday, that's August the 8th at 1:15 p.m. at the Aurora Hills Community and Senior Center and Park, located at 735 18th Street South. If you need any more information, just give them a call at 703-228-5722. And now we're going to go to our own Denise Pringle and her review on Jesus Christ Superstar. Denise, take it away.
The Little Theater of Alexandria has chosen Jesus Christ Superstar to open their new season. Director Jim Howard has set it in a modern-day open office space replete with millennials using cell phones and tablets to try and figure out what's the buzz. Jesus Christ Superstar dates back to 1970 as a rock opera concept album with lyrics by Tim Rice and music by the renowned Andrew Lloyd Webber. It went on to Broadway as a musical in 1971, was a major film in 1972, and has spent more than 45 years as a staple in regional and community theaters. The story is based on the Bible's accounts of the last week in the life of Jesus Christ, although this play focuses more on Jesus as man than as God, and his personal relationships with Judas and Mary Magdalene in a way that was never addressed in the Bible. Opening night had a few sound issues, notably with Carlos Antonio Ramirez's Judas singing his first number, Heaven on Their Minds. More than likely, the audience was filled with people very familiar with these songs, so this was a minor glitch. By the time Taya Simpson as Mary Magdalene sang, I Don't Know How to Love Him, her lovely voice sounded pitch perfect, as did Rishab Bajekal when he sang of Jesus' doubts and prayers in Gethsemane. For comic relief, there is Andy Izquierdo's hilarious interpretation of King Herod as a gym rat in gold lame workout clothes. He went beyond getting laughs, maybe to the point of stealing the show. He deserves that coup. This man can sing while he jumps rope. Another modern update is the suicide of Judas. Rather than hanging himself, he uses a gun to end his life. Such an appropriate anachronism. A rock opera cannot exist without great sound and dance steps. Musical director Christopher Tomasino conducts the impressive band, while Michael Page choreographed the ensemble's energetic footwork. Set designer Matt Liptak imagined the sleek open space, a contrast to his usual perfect to the tiniest detail sets. Jesus Christ Superstar continues at the Little Theater of Alexandria through August 11th. Enjoy this modern musical retelling of possibly the most revered and chronicle week in history. I'm Denise Pringle. Now back to the news desk.
Thanks for that great story, Denise. You know, Jesus Christ Superstar is a show that I really love. As we move into August, Arlington's 5 senior centers have a wide range of activities lined up. Here's a summary. For folks who like to travel, NPR and Voice of America tour Rigoletto at Wolf Trap, The Color Purple at the Kennedy Center, Nationals vs. Braves, Dave at Arena Stage, Princeton Walking Tour, A Day in Annapolis, Udvar Hazy Center, Solomon's Islands, and more. Prices range from $5. Call Arlington County 55+ Travel for dates and costs at 703-228-4748. Coming up at Aurora Hills, Voting Made Easy, Ice Cream Social, Keeping Calm, Comedy Club, Fast Forwards Walking, Fitness Classes, Arts and Crafts, Line Dancing, and Yarn Crafters. That's at 735 18th Street South. Call 703-228-5722 for details. Daniel?
And there's more. Meanwhile, at Arlington Mill, features include estate planning, Google services, cancer prevention, cornhole toss, online discount travel, milk alternatives, blood pressure clinic, what is the cloud? Ballroom dance, fitness classes, pickleball, open art studio, photography, line dancing, walking club. Wow, that's a lot. Arabic for beginners. And you guessed it, everyone, Latin dance. That's at 909 South Dinwiddie Street. Give them a call at 703-228-7369 for more information. Also coming up at Langston Brown's Storytellers, classical music, Broadway music sing-along, transportation options, Lidl services, The Greatest Showman, line dancing, fitness classes, volleyball, Wii bowling, yoga, Tai Chi, weight room, Middle Eastern dance, women's basketball, and Italian, French, German, and Russian conversation groups. That all takes place at 2121 North Culpeper Street. Give them a call at 703-228-6300 for more information. A lot of information there.
Wait, there's more! At Lee, they're offering local history, folk music sing-along, book club, identity theft, emergency preparedness, community radio, paper trees, downsizing, partner dance lessons, genealogy, rubber stampers, woodworking group, Lee walkers, crafts, fitness classes, line dancing, musical groups, ballroom dance, Middle Eastern dance, walking club, lunch brunch, and poker. That's at 5722 Lee Highway. For details, call 703-228-0555. Finally, here's what's coming up at Walter Reed. Hospice 101, Fall Lawn and Garden Care, Fisherman's Forum, Legal Services, Travel Talks, Community Radio, Cleaning Naturally, Decorative Banners, DHS Outreach, Sound and Hearing Loss, Technology Tuesdays, Game Nights, Book Club, History Discussions, Current Events, Garden Group, Fitness Classes, Pickleball, Table Tennis, Billiards, Badminton, and Line Dancing. That location is 2909 16th Street South. For details, call 703-228-0955.
And if you thought that was it, Ulysses, there's much more coming up. Well, the Office of Senior and Adult Programs is offering all of these events, plus, let's go on to ice skating, golf club, biking, and 55-plus footies. At least that's all of them. Well, the invite you to enjoy their OSAP 55-plus community to access these activities for $20 annual registration fee. That also includes the 55-plus guide, a 36-page bi-monthly magazine. Visit or call a center for more information. Well, OSAP staff are also available to speak at Civic Association meetings. Give them a call at 703-228-0948. And as always, we want to thank our own Judy Masomny for this week's Senior Stories. Thank you so much, Judy, for your hard work and dedication and loyalty to the Arlington Weekly News. Ulysses.
All right. Well, it's time for the Sustainable Scoop with Miriam Gennari and Vincent Verweij. Take it away, Miriam.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of the Sustainable Scoop. I have the honor of having back with us again urban forester Vincent Verweij. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
Well, I'm really grateful you're here because right now trees, believe it or not, are one of the hottest topics in Arlington. So the last time you came, we talked about how Arlington's tree canopy is the lungs of the county. So how are we breathing?
Arlington's tree canopy is great at filtering our air, and just tree canopy as a whole. Trees filter nitrogen oxides and sulfur oxides, which can damage our lungs instead, so they're actually helping us be healthier. They're also at the same time working to sequester carbon and reduce the effects of climate change, not just by shading us when we're walking around the city, but also by taking in carbon into the wood that they grow, and hopefully offsetting some of the carbon that we use in this community.
Well, I mean, I guess it all comes down to how hot are we, and you know, are we getting hotter, and are we breathing better?
I mean, one thing that is good, which I've actually heard recently from some of the air pollution experts in the state, is that air pollution levels are improving in some ways, but that doesn't necessarily mean that we have perfectly healthy air. Industry has reduced quite a bit in this area, so it's better than sometime in the mid-1900s, but we still have a ways to go.
Mid-1900s.
Hey.
I mean, across the state of Virginia is very different from
Right.
our densely populated northern Virginia area. So as an urban forester, one of your priorities is replacing the trees that are being cut down. Many, many by developers, but also some that just die on their own because they can't sustain life in this harsh climate. So how's that going? Watering, pruning?
Yeah, it's tough for a tree to survive in an urban environment, and unfortunately, you do have to keep in mind that they have a lot of stress to deal with, and when they filter pollution, that actually impacts their health too, because it blocks up their breathing apparatus, their stomata in their leaves. But what we are doing is we work through permitting and through preserving trees on public property where possible, and planting trees and watering our trees after planting for at least 2 years to make sure that the trees that we plant at least try to survive, and then where we can preserve trees, that we preserve them the best way possible.
I love to see it when they do survive long enough to start to become hardy. And yet at the same time, our hardiest trees, the ones that are literally giving their lives for us, are being threatened by development and the fact that we want to increase impervious space around. I understand Upton Hills is considering a plan to cut down trees. This is the regional park authority. They're going to cut down trees for a parking lot. So around Arlington, from a great redwood that neighbors are just like, chaining themselves to, or just getting on the news and talking about, to, sites like the Red Cross off of Glebe Road. I mean, what kind of protection is in place for these trees? Are there any laws or any rules on stormwater management, something that can keep people from cutting these wonderful giants down?
Sure, there are some laws. Virginia is unfortunately kind of as one county board member said, a mommy may I state, where the state regulates down to the county, but we do have several laws and ordinances that protect our trees. At least our public trees are protected. Nobody can work on public trees without permission from the county, and they are pretty well protected from that. And then trees along streams have some protection from being removed, as well as specimen trees, which are trees that are designated by owners of those trees usually to be protected as part of the property.
So one thing that you're trying to do is educate people. I mean, that's an important part of what you do, businesses as well as citizens. So what are some of the programs that you're kind of pushing forward so that you can protect the canopy and increase it if possible?
So we have very technical certified arborists who work on tree preservation, but beyond that we do some outreach programs too, and we worked, actually the tree stewards got a grant from Arlington, Eco Action Arlington, to do this Mature Trees Are Valuable Trees program, which is a fantastic program.
Fantastic program.
It's a brand new program to teach people how to take care of their trees, because one of the best ways to advocate for trees is to take care of the ones on your property, or on the ones, maybe you live in a condominium or something like that, but you have influence on your condo board saying, maybe we should be planting more trees and taking care of the ones that we have already.
And you can help your neighbors too as they get older and they might have a difficulty. I mean, neighborhoods really need to understand their tree canopy so that they're not up in a roar when things are changing, because people come to the area and they move here. Maybe they want to keep those trees. Maybe they understand how important that is to the value of the community.
Yeah, sometimes there's some cynical people out there who think that the best tree is a tree on somebody else's lot.
Yeah,
but
I've been
that is often why people move to Arlington. Is our 40% tree canopy, over 40% tree canopy is one of the big reasons why people want to move here. The air is relatively clean for an urban area. And part of the reason of that is the air filtering we get from our trees.
Well, I am just so grateful to Arlington County for having people on staff working every day to protect our urban forest. I'm also grateful to Eco Action for donating the money to get some of this this information out there. How do people reach you, Vincent, if they want to talk about trees?
People can reach the entire forestry unit, including me, at urbanforestry@arlingtonva.us.
Thanks so much for coming back. Will you come back again?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, and then we'll get another checkup on our trees.
Thank you.
I want to thank all of you for watching another edition of the Sustainable Scoop. This one is very important, so forward it on to your friends. You can find it on our YouTube channel, Sustainable Scoop, YouTube. I'm Miriam Gennari. That's the Sustainable Scoop. Back to the news desk.
Well, thanks for that, Miriam.
Yeah.
And you know, it's funny, Miriam says, oh, this one is important.
They're all
of her-
important.
Thank you.
That's what I was
you
saying
took
in
the
my
words
head,
right
too.
out of my mouth. Yeah. And you know, Miriam was a guest of mine recently on the morning show that
Oh,
I
yeah,
do
your show.
on
That's right.
WERA 96.7 FM. Radio Arlington. We are Arlington. We are your community media station. But I do a show called Arlington in the Morning. It airs Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. on the aforementioned WERA. And we do music, we do local news, we do traffic, we do weather. I have great guests like Miriam, and she was coming on talking about her new movie.
Oh yeah, the
Styrofoam
documentary.
Mom, that's right.
Have
know?
you seen any of it? The previews?
I have not seen any of it yet, but I'm very excited. Yeah, well, it's okay. But Miriam brought me a T-shirt, and Miriam, I'm going to wear the T-shirt. Yeah, just, you know, I'm just sending you a picture. But it's such a wonderful thing.
Right.
And, you know, I was so excited to be able to have her on. In fact, we're getting ready to do a series of interviews with the contestants for the DC Black Film Festival.
Oh, great.
And we've got John Weistat coming up on Monday.
Yeah, that's
Wow,
big.
that's
because-
quite a lineup.
Oh, hey, I tell you, we are, Adele, every day we've got something new and interesting and something entertaining for the Arlington audience. And anybody who likes Arlington Weekly News
Yes.
would absolutely love Arlington in the Morning. So I encourage you to check it out. And, you know, visit the Facebook page at facebook.com/AIM on WERA. We also have Twitter. We love to be liked. We like to be followed. And I also do another show called Fantastic Forum. And the director told me I could pub that too. So that's a show about comic books.
Absolutely.
And science fiction and fantasy
Wow.
fandom.
Oh, that's
and,
cool.
Yes, it airs here on Arlington Independent Media.
Great.
Every weekend, Saturdays and Sunday nights at 8 p.m. And there's a radio version too that airs on the aforementioned WERA.
You're the face.
96.7 FM.
You're the face of Arlington.
Saturdays at 4 p.m. and Wednesdays at 5 p.m.
Wow,
Yeah,
you memorized
well,
it.
I did. You have to. People ask you when it's on, and I've been embarrassed. Like, what?
I know. I had those moments in the beginning. I was like, oh, I don't know.
Well,
Gee,
thank you.
that's all the time
That's
we
unfortunately
have.
all the time that we have. But thank you so much for joining
No,
us, and
thanks.
thank you
Daniel
for
Liddell,
watching.
thanks for having me.
Absolutely, thank you.
You're welcome back.
Anytime, anytime. Well, thank you for watching the Arlington Weekly News. Have a great one.